Thank you guys for tuning in. What a fun game it was today. I just want to do a game recap of the Chargers who come to town to take on the Los Angeles Raiders, the Oakland Raiders. They're the Las Vegas Raiders here. This year, the Las Vegas Raiders got a beautiful new stadium here in Las Vegas, right a few blocks off the strip. Allegiant Stadium is pretty nice. Brand new stadium, so it's really nice and clean. But I want to give you a game recap. Today we saw the Los Angeles Chargers in overtime get their second consecutive win, their second consecutive game-winning drive. We saw Justin Herbert execute that. Justin Herbert, man, he's had over 300 yards passing today. Another game with 121 passer rating, 2 touchdown passes. So Justin Herbert once again has 9 games where he's thrown for 300 yards and 2 touchdown passes.
Cam.
Hey, Justin, congratulations on your second win in consecutive weeks. How much fun was it to go head to head with the former Oregon Duck legend?
Pretty crazy experience. I grew up watching Marcus, and he was my favorite player. And just being from Eugene, I knew that whole program so well, and to be able to play a couple of games each year against him, it's been really cool. And just to see him out on the field, it's everything that I've ever wanted.
Since you say he was your favorite player there, what kind of traits or techniques did you pick up from watching him play?
I think I'd be doing myself a disservice if I compared myself to him. I think he's been such a great player over the years, and I could look at all the things he was able to do at Oregon, how athletic and mobile he was, and how accurate he was. He did all these great things, and just going to Oregon and kind of watching game film on him was awesome, and it's everything that I ever wanted to do. And to be here to get a chance to play him, it's been a pretty cool opportunity.
Did you think you scored on the initial quarterback sneak that actually they called a fumble? Did you think you scored on that play?
I don't know. We'd have to take another look at it. I think it all happened so fast. It was kind of a blur that, I could say I thought I did, but I don't have a great look at it.
So the second quarterback sneak, where you're actually the game winner, kind of what was different in that attempt than the first attempt?
I don't think we did anything too much different. I think we just found a way to get in the end zone, and I think that's the most important thing for us.
Cam Buford.
Hey, Chris. How did the change in quarterbacks that they had, how did that impact you guys' game, your strategy, your momentum, your mindset?
Oh, man, it changed a lot. You're facing a quarterback that can throw and run. They changed their offense around, so you're already game planning on a short week, and then you got a new quarterback right away. It's a whole new offensive game, so that's what made it hard. And Mariota's much improved from last year, I think, to be able to come in and play solid like he did. So it definitely changes up a lot when you have a quarterback like him.
Talk about what you saw on that interception that you got. To the huge interception.
Oh, man, it was just an opportunity. I was just reading the quarterback's eyes and was able to have a good break and kind of take the ball from him. So I'm mad I didn't score. If I had two good wheels on me, I think I would have scored today.
I was going to ask you, anybody going to get on you for letting the quarterback come get to you?
They know I'm out here fighting for the team, so they know.
Hey, talk about your rookie quarterback. Are you able to enjoy what he's doing from the sideline? Or can you do that, or are you focused on what the defense needs to do?
Oh, man, I'm excited to see him every week, just like y'all. I mean, see his growth. He's had really great times and he's had really hard times, and he's adjusting to the time in November, December. NFL game is different. Guys start locking in a little bit more, getting ready for the playoffs. Everything gets tighter, and he's pushing through that, and that's what you want to see from a rookie quarterback.
There's not many quarterbacks who've done that in their rookie season, fellas, or fans. There's not many quarterbacks. I'll confirm that later on, but there's not many quarterbacks who've done that. I can tell you that for sure. Justin Herbert also eclipsed Andrew Luck with the most 300-yard passing games as a rookie. He has over 6 now, which is really impressive. In this game today, right before halftime, with great clock management by Anthony Lynn, we've been pounding him for poor clock management. the last couple of weeks, right before the half, he showed great clock management, called the timeout, make sure his team had the ball with plenty enough time to execute a drive to get some points on the board before they went into halftime. Justin Herbert did just that. Threw a 27th touchdown pass of the season. Only one on he ties the record for rookie quarterbacks. That's what Baker Mayfield has did that as well. So pretty impressive. But coming out of halftime, I mean, they came out and lined up in the Wildcat for whatever reason. Then on 3rd and 1, they decided to run the ball right up the middle for whatever reason. They punt the ball to the Raiders. The Raiders drive right down there and score and tie up the ball game. So I don't know what the play calling was in that situation, why they did what he did, but we'll talk to him and we'll find out a little bit more about that tomorrow. In this game, David Carr went out after the first series. They kicked the field goal in the first series. David Carr went out in the first series. We didn't see him again. Ended up being the battle of two Oregon Duck quarterbacks. Marcus Mariota came in the game and showed why he's always been a threat in the NFL, because he's a dual threat quarterback. He can run the ball. He did a lot of running today, and he can pass the ball pretty good. He actually threw a pretty touchdown to Waller early in the game, but it was a pretty touchdown, and it kind of threw the Chargers off. They have 1 week to prepare for the Raiders and Derek Carr, and it's a shortened week because tonight's Thursday night, and then Carr goes out, so now they have the dual threat quarterback kind of coming at them, which kind of they weren't exactly prepared for, and we'll hear some of the guys talk about that today or in the post-game interviews. Nonetheless, the Chargers overcame some challenges with the play calling. The Raiders gave them a chance with their blown coverages, because right there at the end of the at the end of the regulation, the Raiders were driving in overtime, I should say, the Raiders were driving for a game-winning touchdown inside the red zone. However, the Chargers bowled their neck. Their defense held them 1, 2, 3 and out, forced them to kick a field goal to go up 3 points there in overtime. As you know, the overtime rules are the first team that scores a touchdown win. If the team who gets the ball first, which the Raiders did, kicks the field goal, the other opposing team, the Chargers, got a chance to drive down and either answer with a field goal or score a touchdown. Well, as the Chargers was driving, Justin Herbert capitalized on a blown coverage. They got the ball right there inside the red zone, and inside the red zone, Justin Herbert tried to leap over the pile and the ball got knocked out. No, it was a fumble, but the Chargers recovered. However, the rule is, because of the fumble rule that the Raiders did many years ago, the rule is that only the person, I think it's the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter and in overtime, only the person who fumbles can recover the ball for a score. So they got the ball on the 1 yard line. Then Herbert tried it again. He was successful that time. They win the game. They complete the game-winning comeback. Herbert's second in a row. They complete their second win in a row. So the Chargers are on a little bit of rhythm going into this mini bye week now, because, again, they don't play until next week, considering they play tonight. So they could sit back and watch some games on Sunday. So that's pretty cool. Well, again, Justin Herbert tied Baker Mayfield for the most touchdown passes as a rookie. It passes Andrew Luck for the most 300-yard passing games as a rookie. Josh Jacobs had a really good game today. He's had a really good career his first couple of years as a running back in the NFL. The first player on the team in history with 2,000-plus rushing yards in their first 2 seasons. Nobody's done that for the Raiders. The running backs, if you just think about the running backs that they've had in their illustrious history, Josh Jacobs is the first one to do that. That says a lot about what he's doing. Justin Herbert, there's 4 players to have 10 rushing touchdowns, to have 10 or more rushing touchdowns in each of their first 2 seasons. There's only 4 guys who've done that. You're going to have to do your research, because I know you don't know who the first guy is, but Murray and Marcus Allen, who's done that 4 different times, and Josh Jacobs are the only 4 guys to do that. But you got to do your homework to find out who that other guy was. And I'm not going to tell you. You got to do your homework. Murray, Marcus Allen, Josh Jacobs, the only guy for rush for 10 or more touchdowns in their first 2 first 2 seasons, or excuse me, just to rush for 10 touchdowns in a season. Marcus Allen's done it 4 times. Murray and, as I said, Jacobs has done that as well. But there's the 4th guy out there. Go do your homework, fellas. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. Looks like we're going to have a break-in because there's no football on Sunday. You might hear me banter a little bit about it. I doubt I'll make a video, though. But tune in to Voice of the Fans YouTube page. You're going to get the Clippers is starting up. We got NBA action starting up next weekend. We're going to have the players in their post-game interviews this week here, not only for the Clippers, but for the Chargers as well. So make sure you tune into that. Players and coaches post-game interviews. Make sure you tune into HNB Media. They have a lot of NBA topics that are going to be bantied around. With NBA starting, these guys are clickbait. They're off the chain. Listen to them. Make sure you listen to them. Thank you for tuning into this show. However you're watching, make sure you hit the subscribe button. While you're there, rate and review the YouTube page. Leave a comment. I'll respond back to it. Check out our podcast. Our podcast, Voice of the Fans podcast, is on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Tuned In, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Go ahead, pull that up. Ask Siri to pull it up for you. While you're there, rate and review the podcast. Also, hit the subscribe button to make sure you hear the first podcast. We have them dropping every week. This week, we'll probably have one dropping Friday evening, Saturday morning, for you guys to listen to. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button as well, and then you'll be one of the first ones to hear it. So as always, I want to thank you guys for making our voice your choice, live from Allegiant Stadium. We're wrapping things up, man. I'll holler at you guys soon.
Cam, go ahead.
Hey Jalen, you ain't done that quick, buddy. Talk about the win, man. You get 2 wins in consecutive weeks. Your quarterback was rolling today. Talk about what that ball is like in the air coming to you.
It's beautiful. It's nice. I mean, you see how he throws the ball from the couch. It looks even better in person, man. He's got an arm. The kid is special. Winning though is tremendous. To be able to come out here, have the conference, the divisional win, I think, and out here in the new stadium, that is it's absolutely breathtaking. It's all the big deal, man. It makes all the work worth it.
Now, you guys, you got a chance to start to build some camaraderie with Herbert in preseason because you guys were not the starters initially. But talk about your development throughout the season to this point, and now late in the season, you guys are the ones responsible for these wins, getting a lot of production. Talk about how that feeling and how that feels.
Yeah, no, I mean, it feels amazing to just to come out with the guys that you have in your locker room and to have a job to do and all that kind of stuff. It feels good to basically work for something bigger than yourself. Like you said, we've been working for this all off season, all through the season. And from where we started to where we are now, the growth, the amount that our quarterback and our unit, our whole team has evolved is tremendous. And like I can't say it enough. Like there was even an instance out there in the game where Herb had to go through a couple checks before he found the right one to get us in the right play for what the defense was giving us. And he went through it and he ultimately got us in the right situation. And I remember back a couple games ago earlier in the season, it was like the exact same situation. And he didn't. But like I said, to be able to see that evolution in him and the team, all the work that we've been putting in, it feels tremendous.
And congratulations on the consecutive wins. Now that you have 2 wins back to back in the belt, what do you do do you have a different mindset going into practice next week, building it, preparing for the next game, or is it the same thing? You guys just having more confidence in what you're doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think confidence absolutely does come with winning. I don't think there's a doubt about that, but I don't think that's going to change how we come to work. We as a team, I'm so proud of every single individual on this team, because to go through a season like how we have, it takes a lot out of you, man. I mean, this is one of those professions, like everyone in the world is watching what you do when you go to work. And everybody has something to say about it. Like everyone on this call is going to have something to say about it. Everyone's going to have something to tweet about it. And this is our job. You know what I mean? So that kind of life, to live a life like that as a human with all this attention and all these eyes bearing down on you, it's a lot, man. And I can't say enough for everybody in the locker room, all the coaches, man, because like I said, as a human, to have all these people just berating you basically all season, to keep moving forward, to keep standing up in front of a group of men, to keep your head held high, I can't say enough for it. It's really inspiring.
We'll keep up the good work, Chief, and want some more W's out of you guys. Have a good one.
All right, second win, 11 days. I was proud of the way those guys played. A lot of guys played banged up on a short week. A lot of young players stepped up and made some plays to help us win the football game. And Raiders are, they have a good football team. They didn't make it easy. We had opportunities to win that game a lot of times, but like I said, guys kept fighting. They found a way to win it at the end, and that's all that matters. But I was really proud of those young kids, the way they stepped up and played and helped out. A lot of veteran players we had on the pitch count, Mike, Keenan, Joey, those guys were beat up a little bit. So, second guy stepped up and did a good job. But
All right, let's start it off. Cam Buford.
Hey, Coach.
hey, Cam.
Hey, congratulations on the second win, consecutive weeks, rather. How did your strategy change with the quarterback once their quarterback went down? How much did that impact your strategy?
That was hard. I'm going to tell you, that was hard because he's a dual threat, and we knew he could beat us with his legs, and he makes you play 11 on 11. And when you hadn't trained and practiced for that all week on a short week, that was a little bit of a surprise for us. But I thought our defense made the adjustments, hung in there, and slowed them down just enough.
Okay, Coach, you guys ended the half on a great note. Called the timeouts, got the ball back, went down and scored. You guys were looked like you were rolling. You come out in the second half, and then you run the Wildcat. Can you explain that strategy?
We was doing things to keep them off balance. We were trying to hit the perimeter, was using different personnel groupings. We do that every week. We have direct snaps, we have whatever, but that's all those just to keep guys off balance. It didn't work, obviously, but a lot of times that play does work. It's no different than a speed sweep. So, that's the play that didn't work.
Yeah, congratulations on the win. I just throughout the game there you had a couple fourth and twos that looked like your offense was moving the ball pretty well, and you decided to punt. Why did you run? I
kicked on a 4th and 2 when we were tied.
Mm-hmm.
We had been down, probably would have gone for it, but there was no 4th and 2s that I remember when we punted.
Okay,
unless we were. I don't remember that. You could be right, but I don't remember that. But anyway, I made the decisions I made, and I'm fine with my decisions.